everybody, it's me, Julian Greystoke. Welcome back to Read, Rant, and Review. My shirt today is Iron Man against a camouflage background. Fun fact, I really enjoy Iron Man, at least in the movies. I'm not a big comics person. Because I'm framing, yo. Okay, so as was made obvious by the title sequence and the title of this video, we are going to talk about Trickster's Queen by Tamora Pierce. Those of you who know me will know that I am Tamora Pierce trash. I love her work. I want to be her when I grow up. However, I am not so blinded by her awesomeness that I can't see a book that maybe isn't as good. Some of you know that I was not a huge fan of The Trickster's Choice, which is the book that comes before this one in the duology. Links in the doobly-doo to that review. However, for the sake of completeness, I really wanted to read The Trickster's Queen as it was the only Tamora Pierce book that I had not yet read, at least in the Tortall series. I was not really a big fan of the Circle of Magic series, so I haven't read all of those, but I love her Tortall books so much. The Trickster's Queen continues the story of Allie, who is the daughter of Alana the Lioness. Go read the Song of the Lioness series. Anyway, Allie is a spy, and she's been working for this family in Rajmwat. I can't place names, are just right out of my brain. But she's away from home, she's away from her family, and she's working for this other family to try and help them put one of their daughters on the throne and save the kingdom, essentially. One of the big complaints I had with the first book was there was a lot of white hero, white heroine going on, where the only white character is the one that saves the day. This one wasn't as bad, but that's mostly because I didn't feel like Allie was doing all that much. See, Allie is their spy master, and you think that sounds really cool, but here's the thing. Tamora Pierce is really, really good at writing kick-ass women. But mostly her writing has been of women who kick ass in battle, kick ass physically. So it was interesting for her to try and pick one that kicked ass mentally in the form of Allie. However, she's really boring. She just like sits at her desk most of the time and goes through paperwork and goes through her information. And then she'll go meet with some of her spies and they'll talk for a little while. She doesn't even do any of the dangerous spying herself, so really it is quite boring to read about. I skimmed a lot. Another theme that definitely came up in the first book was a sort of makes it easy mentality. Allie is good at everything she tries and never really has trouble with anything. And in this book, that came up in the form of these little creatures called Darkings. They're these tiny little blobs of like blood and magic that are sentient, and they have the ability to disguise themselves as small things, small trinkets. Jane! They probably couldn't disguise themselves as Jane, he's too big. But they could disguise themselves as Jane's collar, and using that they could spy on me. And all Darkings are connected, so the information that they gather is passed on immediately. Allie has one of these Darkings as a necklace and hides the rest of them throughout the homes of the people she wants to spy on, and all of a sudden she has the ultimate makes it easy. It never feels like there's any true danger or true threat. One of the things that Tamora Pierce does that I love, now Nigel is here, I'm just covered in cats today. There aren't any cats in this book, which is sad because usually Tamora Pierce does include a cat somewhere in her story. Tamora's characters, especially side characters, have always struck me as very strong. Often when I read her books, I'm just as invested in her side characters as I am in her main character. Some authors seem to struggle with that, making you either love only the side characters or only the main character, but not both. Unfortunately, in this book, I was so done with Allie, I was so done with her, but I was somewhat interested in a few of the other characters. I couldn't keep track of all of Allie's spies, and most of the characters in the household, even though I kind of knew who they were, didn't have very strong personalities, so I never felt connected to them. The one character I actually liked, and I wish we could have seen more of, and it seemed like we were going to and then we didn't, was there's this little child prince who's on the throne for a while, and he has a bodyguard slash caregiver who's this really awesome guy who I just fell in love with immediately, and I instantly shipped him and Allie, and I was like, nope, get the Nawat Crow character out of here, this guy is better. And of course, he was like barely in it. Why set up this really interesting, engaging character if you're just gonna shove him aside? Speaking of Nawat Crow, the romance romance in this book was unimpressive. Tamara Pierce's romances usually make me pretty happy. They often feel well developed and earned. I can almost always root for Tamara's pairings. Yeah, pretty much, except for I did not like Nawat, especially in the second book. In the first book he was kind of entertaining, but in the second book he wasn't even there for most of it. It was just Ollie pining after him. And otherwise he was just this completely boring, perfect boyfriend, and So those are kind of my thoughts about the Trickster's Queen. I liked it, I guess, a little bit better than the first one because it wasn't quite as problematic in some ways. Still a little bit, but not as bad. However, I really did not like it very much. I found it extremely boring and I just kind of zoned out. If, however, you are a fan of the Song of the Lioness and some of Tamara Pierce's earlier style, you might still like this one. However, if you're like me and you know the beauty that Tamara Pierce is capable of, you will know that this is not her best. This definitely makes me want to go and reread the Becca Cooper series, which I'm going to keep telling you about until you fucking read it, because it's awesome. Remember, everybody, that I post new videos here Mondays and Fridays or Saturdays. My washing machine is getting even louder in the background, so let's see how this goes. As usual, you can hit that like button or that subscribe button, or both if you want to. I mean, it's your life. I'm not going to tell you how to live, but hitting both of those could be pretty cool. Also, if you would like to keep up with me and my cats and my shenanigans, my social media links are also in the doobly-doo. Nigel is down here licking my hand. You can't see him, but he agrees that you should check out the social media. And we will see you again next time with whatever it is we happen to be doing next time. Bye!